Welcome to the Be Happy Now show. Flex your soul connection muscle and be your inner guide to fulfillment and purpose. I'm Claudia-Sam. If you know that you're here for a bigger reason, this is the place to be. Together, we ditch the self-care guilt and quit the go with less fear and more trust. Tune in to living life in alignment with your full potential. The Be Happy Now show starts now.
Right now, it's a crucial time. It's such a beautiful time to open up your heart, because we all closed up at some point of our lives. And now it's an invitation that God is giving us, like, to really open up as women to this world, what He has for us, our true nature, our real position, and that we are prosperous, we are wealthy, we are all this already. It's just that it's not because we don't see it that it's not there.
I'm so happy to have you back here. And this episode is kind of a sneak peek behind the scenes in my study group, A Course in Miracles, where my friend Valerie Rodrigue of Carbon Living and I have a conversation about abundance and trust, and how sometimes we get tested by the universe, by God, by this loving source, to hold an energy of trust in the divine, of a deep knowing that everything is okay, that everything is provided in divine timing. And so I invite you into this conversation. We chat about how we are seeing in our community, in our friends, in our groups, where women feel a lot of resistance to growth, and that it's actually not our fault that we might feel resistance, or that we might feel pushed to the edge of tests to hold that deeper, bigger abundance energy, because we carry a bunch of DNA from not so long ago, an early past where women didn't have identities, where women didn't have a name, they didn't have the right to vote, they didn't have a bunch of rights, and they were not considered in many, many ways. And so now that both Val and I work with women who are ready to make empowered decisions from within their inner power, there might be a little bit of ickiness and discomfort in stretching, because there's a deep down inner trauma that might be holding us back. And so we're exploring what it feels like to trust and to deepen our belief in what we can't see. So welcome to this conversation. And I understand that the sound quality is different in this episode. I am trusting that my microphone will work in the near future. So thank you so much for your patience with that. And if by any chance you are wanting to flex your soul connection muscle of trust and of abundance, and you wish to realign with your light, I invite you into the Back on Track experience, where you get to actually do the work and be held accountable to keep aligning with your light. And that's happening this month of June 2023. Just go to claudiasamsoulcoaching.com/BOTE giveaway. So /BOTE giveaway. The link will be in the description or the show notes. And I'm excited to see you there. So much growth can happen there in a safe and supportive environment. Enjoy this conversation. I'm with my friend Valerie, who's also part of our study group for A Course in Miracles. And we're just having such a juicy conversation about having faith and women's beliefs around money, and the history that we collectively are carrying from not a very far away past of not having an identity, not having a name, not having rights, not being able to do much under who we really are. And so that might carry into a little bit of a culture of lack or greediness, of wanting more money, but not wanting to have desires around it. And I thought it would be interesting to record this. So thanks, Val, for saying yes to this impromptu recording. Can you maybe just, can you just like introduce yourself a little bit, just so that our listeners can know, what you're all about?
Okay. Well, my name is Val. I'm from Beauce. I'm born there, grew there and stuff like that. I moved in the Eastern Townships when, maybe 6, 7 years ago. I grew in a family of entrepreneurs. My mom and dad were entrepreneurs, and as far as I remember, like 13, 14, being 13, 14 years old, I would say to my mom and dad, I don't know what I will do, but I know I'm an entrepreneur and I will do what I will do. So that's what I did. I worked for them. And then I started a business, moved on onto another one. And now I created Carbon Living like 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. And we make products out of a molecule called carbon 60 that is included in shungite stone naturally and stuff like that. Forbes magazine called it the molecule of the future for anti-aging 2 years ago. And then actually, when the molecule was discovered, it won a Nobel Prize as well in 1986. So I don't know why God brought me into this, but there's certainly a reason. And I'm just like having fun doing it, testing all kinds of principle, being really tested as well in my faith and in all kinds of stuff. So this is a little bit about me.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, being tested is something that we keep experiencing as humans. And so Val and I meet every 2 weeks as we study A Course in Miracles and read the different parts of the book. I'm myself doing the audiobook, and we're both reading it in English, and we find ourselves connecting in many points. And recently what we discussed was, I've been taking notes while you were talking earlier, and so I'm going to quote you. Whatever you put your mind to, you will create from it, and it's already there. And A Course in Miracles says that prosperity is all around, that God is in us, and so we're just instruments, and we flow, and it's vibrational, and the more we give and the more we receive. And lately you've told me that one of your practices was to kind of let go and be of service, so that while you are of service of the purpose given to you by the energy of love of God, then there is no other way than for money to come back, for the receiving to happen. And I'd love for you to, maybe there's another story that comes to you. I know your recent money of receiving, the recent story of you receiving the money that you needed in time, and you were like, really, am I going to have to wait last minute all the time? So can you tell us again? Can you tell me again, and tell our listeners what happened?
Yeah, well, definitely. Actually, well, God is really testing me, like, all the time, like, basically. But one of the last time was because I just launched a new collection of teas and stuff like that, and I had like thousands of dollars of inventory to buy to do that, and I had all my recipes done and things, and really what I do with my recipes, I have that meditation and connection and anchor with and I just listen. I connect to the Akashic record, or like the consciousness in like the universal consciousness or Christ consciousness or whatever you call it. I mean, it's bigger than me because my brain is so like small, I cannot know anything. But when I connect with higher power, whoa, this is where magic happens, like according to me, my beliefs. And so anyway, I have all that. I have all the ideas and recipes and stuff like that, but I don't have the products yet. And I'm like, come on, God, when are you allowing me to actually order my stuff? Because I'm launching in 3 weeks. This is not going to happen if I don't have the money, right? So I am in a meeting and talking with Lisanne, which is working with me. And I'm like, well, The only thing that we have a problem with right now, a tiny problem, is money, because I cannot order the teas right now, the ingredients and stuff like that to make the teas. So, and then the phone rings, like literally when I'm talking and saying that. So the phone rings and it says RBC. And I just inquired, because my bank is RBC. I just inquired a transaction in December that I did not receive any like call back on that. And I'm like, well, that's probably what it's all about. So I pick up the phone. And then the guy tells me, madam, you've been accepted. Well, I said I didn't I didn't do any demand or make any demands or whatever. He says, no, you've been pre-approved. Oh, pre-approved. Okay. For a line of credit and a credit card and stuff like that. And I'm like, what? And Lisanne's face right in front of the computer, because she's in the computer, but I'm on the phone, So she's hearing all of this, and her mouth is just like, what? So anyway, like it's literally what I believe. It's literally God handing me 15,000, like as a safety net to be able, because my material, I have to order some stuff in Canada, but also in Russia, because my stones and stuff like that, it's a meteorite, right? So it only comes like from one place in the world. So I literally have 90 days of inventory that I have to suffer from, because by the time I get the material, I have to process it, make products out of it, and then I sell it. So this 90-day period is really crucial for me, and my cash flow is really bad. So anyway, I had that amazing thing, like 1 week before, actually, like I had 1 week to create all my stuff. So wow. I was tested until the end, like basically, because then I have to actually like get on shop and be like, okay, where is my stuff? And then I'm tracking my things. Some are from like Toronto and some are from BC. And so I'm like, oh my goodness, will I receive everything by time? And yes, I mean, it did. So the lesson here is that what I think God is trying to teach me is that, Val, you don't control anything. I do. And unless you have total faith in me, I mean, I'm operating through you and for you, not against you. And so it's really to have this trust that everything will just fall into place, and it's just like follow the flow, so
it's like, thank you so much for sharing that. It's beautiful to witness a real life miracle, because this is what it is, and it happens all the time, right? It doesn't always have to come in $15,000 credit, but it can. And so in the lesson, I'm guessing the testing of God that you experienced was up until the end. And I'm curious if you felt like in your body, if at that point you remember feeling any kind of release or any kind of like surrender that was a key ingredient to communicating to that higher frequency of God, of love, of the universe, and saying, hey, okay, I get it. Do you remember something like that?
Oh yeah. So after that, I hang up with Lisanne, after we actually laughed about it and just like, man, this is incredible. Thank God. We just experienced a miracle, and we'll remember that for the rest of our life, because it was like live. It was just so amazing. And so I hang up and I start brooming the house, because I needed my time physically to get into my space of just connect and just contemplate what just happened. I did not have to sit and meditate and stuff like. I just needed my body to and my being, just to connect with God, and just so it was brooming, and I was crying, and I was like, wow, this is so amazing. I get to experience life. I get to experience you in the best way ever, because this is how you want me to live, by faith, because I am so abundant. I carry everything already. It's just because I cannot see that it's not there. It is already there. You're proving that again and again. I mean, it's week after week. I'm just like, wow, this is so amazing. So for me, I I totally love these experiences and stuff like that, because you get to experience the best of life. This is what we're born for, to grow and to evolve, and to learn how to trust, and to do some shadow work, so we can get rid of more and more stuff that doesn't belong to us. And so that's it. I just had my time, and I just prayed and thanked, and I was so grateful, and yeah, just love it.
Thank you. That gratitude and the tears that you're explaining, that is like euphoria. It sounds to me like the ultimate presence of what is a manifestation.
Yeah.
And to be able to experience that, and this is something that I see right now, and we talked about that. There's big shifts happening in the planet. It just feels like we're in this pressure cooker of transformation. We've been working at it for a few years, right? And in order to experience this growth, I feel like there gets to be, because we are channels of love, we are channels of God. Therefore, in order to channel, we get to open our vessel. In order to open our vessel, not only do we get to be willing to open our vessel, it feels like we get to release all the old identity, judgment, fears, need to, have to, shoulds. We get to release all of that so that we can receive the new iteration of who we are. And I see that in my clients who sometimes will show up with resistance. Often when we do a coaching transformation, we go through that for 6 months or 12 months. The midpoint seems to be the point where there is the most resistance, because we dig deeper, we let go more. And sometimes it's not even tangible. We don't see it, or we can't describe it per se, but we feel it, and it's unconscious, the level of transformation that is happening. And then the ego is freaking out and raising his hand and being like, hey, I'm not going to be safe. I think I'm going to die. Where actually, right? That's only another opportunity to rest in the arms of love, and to be guided, and trust that you were not brought here for nothing. You were brought here to grow and transform. So maybe to close off, is there something from A Course in Miracles or beyond that you like to remember, that has you keep going and keep trusting and keep believing in your loving essence, to not give up?
Well, first, I truly believe that we are in a simulation. So it's just a game. So for me, it's just I play. I'm a generator in my human design, so I love joy. I have to experience joy. Like, is it joyful? No. Why am I doing this? I don't know. Well, let's not do that right now, because I don't feel like it. So for me, it's really to just, like, life for me, it's not like this. It's just a flowing river. Like,
it's not linear. It's flowing.
Did you ever see a river like straight to one point? No, it's like it goes with the flow, and it's just so amazing. I learned to dance with God and life and stuff like that, and it's so comforting, and I love it. And for me, my message would be like, right now it's a crucial time. It's such a beautiful time to open up your heart because we all closed up at some point of our lives. And now it's an invitation that God is giving us, like, to really open up as women to this world, what he has for us, our true nature, our real position, and that we are prosperous, we are wealthy, we are all this already. It's just that it's not because we don't see it that it's not there. And again, in quantum physics, now they're saying that we see 0.00001% of reality. So I don't see anything. So
right?
why would I want to control this? I don't see anything. I just have to trust that it's already there, because this is what it's written in the Course of Miracles. This is what it's written in the Bible. This is what it's written in the Gnostic, like, gospels that were not made into the Bible and stuff like that. And in ancient texts like Egyptian and stuff like that, it's the same thing. So everything is correlating to the same point. So we are abundant. We are already. It's for us to allow the abundance to flow through us.
Thank you. Did you hear that beautiful soul connector? Let it flow, let it flow. I remember one of my coaches once, I was so hung up on wanting to control the outcome of whatever project I was working on that she shared the Let It Go video of Frozen. She was like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to share the Let It Go. Is that what it is? Let It Go? Yeah. Let It Go from Frozen. So I learned about Frozen at that time when it was an opportunity to let it go.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Well, life is beautiful.
Life is beautiful. Thank you.
You've been listening to the Be Happy Now show with me, Claudia-Sam. Flex your soul connection muscle and be your inner guide to fulfillment and purpose. You are worthy of being you and of connecting to what stops you from living the life you are meant to live. Access more soul connection coaching at claudiasamcoaching.com.